good when I hit them horns. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I want to welcome you to the Corner Convo, episode 38. 38 straight weeks. It's real out here. I'm going to be your host for the evening. My name is A-M-O-N. Say what you want to spell my name right. You heard me? Let's get it.
I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers of all time. One of the best singers, one of the best looking motherfuckers you've ever seen. Hold my drink, bitch.
Next up, I got to holler at my boy. I think he's the fan favorite. Brother Kende, what up, brother?
Wrestle with an alligator. I done tussle with a whale. I done handcuff lightning, throw thunder in jail. That's bad. The champ is here.
Next up, you seen him before. If you go to your local corner, he out there on the block with his hat cocked. You understand me? Hey, B, what up?
You got to do certain shit. It's just enough that people know that you know I go where I need to go to get it better. If you push my button, there's no telling what I may do. Stab you, choke you, bite you. I mean, whatever it takes to make a motherfucker stop existing.
Next up, what more can I say, man? This guy's the most hated, the most overrated. Oh, you petty mother, let's go.
You better go somewhere with that black power shit.
Yes, what
You better
you
go
want.
somewhere with that black power shit.
Yes, what you need.
Won't be the king.
Yeah. That was enough, man. That was enough. I didn't want to give you that.
Smell it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lil Twan. I smell it. I see you, buddy.
I smell it. Hey, look, let me let this rock out, man. I'm gonna show y'all when y'all see this. I'm gonna show y'all how petty Dion is. He hasn't had a Gordon Tech shirt since '93. Let's be clear. All right. He went and purchased that. He went online. All right. He's back in the gym, his garage gym. All right.
Actually am.
And yeah, of course you are. Fuck out of here. But
I
look,
am.
man, it is what it is, man.
You can hate.
It is what it is.
Hey, what's
I
funny
mean,
is-
go ahead, boss.
go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say what's interesting is like I did my little Maywood Proviso East shout out joint. I didn't know Dion was gonna do his Gordon Tech thing today. I thought I was gonna
Hey,
clean.
y'all phony as hell,
Yeah.
bro.
I didn't know that nigga was gonna do that
Hey,
shit.
Joe. Hey, where's something from your childhood, from your teens? Go ahead.
Hey,
Yeah.
Kidney, you notice that, man? Every time they got some, hey, they're together.
And then when it's them, it's like nah.
I'm gonna tell you
Man, you don't
what's very flattering is this though. Was it last week I had the Lane Tech shirt on?
Scooby snacks.
Yeah. If you ain't first, you're last. Go ahead, Richard.
Yeah, imitation is the best
Form of flattery.
bro.
I got you, bro. Don't worry about it.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah, that was the only reason I did it, Abasi, because of you. You
Well,
guys had Snoopy snacks. These motherfuckers
thanks for
are
telling the crowd
fire.
that.
Okay, fire.
Wait a minute,
Trying.
man.
You'll
Wait a
like
minute.
them.
Did we get that promotion? Did we get that ad?
Oh no, my bad.
Okay, all
The
right.
dog on TV. Motherfuckers fire.
That's funny, man. Hey, so you know, I gotta start, man. I feel like I've talked to you guys all week. Whoa, you okay, big fella?
Yeah, 21.
Okay, all right. Little Scooby snacks got him choked up. How was you guys' week? Let's start there.
Hey, it was decent, dog. Week was decent, man. But the highlight came today as we were celebrating my grandmother's 110th birthday via Zoom.
Oh,
Damn.
Okay. Yeah, man. So that being said,
110?
Father side.
110 on my dad's side. My dad's
Man.
side. It was I want to give my brother Yo a lot of credit for organizing everything, but you know how difficult it was having. My dad's the baby of his family at 68, 67, 68, man. All right. You know how hard it is to get people. His next sibling is 10 years away from him. So you know how hard it is to organize and orchestrate a Zoom call for those that may be technologically challenged.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna give my family some love, man. You know, I ain't gonna do them like that. You know,
Everybody over 70.
yeah, man. People with no video, people with no audio, people not knowing that time went forward. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, both started 12, everything just, but it fell in line. It was good to see her face. She was glad to see her kids, grandkids, great-grandkids, great-great-grandkids, and great-great-great-grandkids. I was looking to see if she was the oldest living person or woman in Chicago. I think she may be.
She might be, bro.
She may be, bro. Go ahead.
There's a lady on my block on 21st and Maywood who just turned 105, Miss Bolger. She just turned 105.
Kudos to her.
Couple days ago. So yeah, I ain't heard 110. I don't think ever personally.
It's a few with like 113 or 12, but they're around Chicago. They're not in. You know what I'm saying?
I never heard that in the world. 110.
Yeah, I've never heard 110.
They still have all the facilities with her, all the wits about her, man, crack jokes, all that. It's dope.
I be wishing you could like do a recap of their whole life to figure out what they specifically did so I know what to do to replicate that. Because it's one thing to be old and just alive, but it's a whole other thing to actually be able to like talk,
do stuff.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I don't want to just be sitting up as like a statue in the family and shit.
Yeah.
What is life like at 110, bro? Like, are we eating the same? Are we getting up, walking, or are we just trapped in the home and a slave to our own bodies? You know what I mean? And old age. That's probably why I'm gonna get up out of here early, man. Give me about 72. Yeah, I'm up out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? I know my ticket. I know my ticket, man. It's time me to get up out of here, man. It's okay, man. 72 is enough. At 100, look, bro, at 110, bro, she's seen everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
an entire century.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, beautiful though, beautiful. We love you, Grandma. There you go.
Kende, how was your week, brother? Holla at me.
The week was the week, man. The weekend got a little tough, being around the house and finding some repairs needed. Turned into a very long evening for me last night, but it's what that home ownership gets you.
Talk your shit. I ain't, Dion, Brother Williams. How was your week? I can't hear you, brother. Can't hear you.
Why you have to change your face when you're talking to me, man?
Because you have on a GT shirt, man. Like, I'm not fucking with you tonight,
all day.
tomorrow at all.
Yeah. This week we preparing Dylan. He got his first game Friday. Looking forward to it. He got his little number. He wanted all season. I gotta get number 2 there. I want number 2.
That's love.
So now, got his number.
He's
on varsity, right? He's varsity, right?
He's no, he didn't want to do varsity first year quarterback. He wanted to get some. Plus, it's only 6 games, so he wanted to get his work in. So next year, we'll see what happens. All 3 of my guys, I know you guys seen the videos. If you haven't, my guy Cam and DeMonte and Dylan. Cam is starting at running back. DeMonte starting at defensive tackle, and obviously Dylan's the quarterback. So I'm looking forward to seeing what these young gentlemen can do this week and throughout the season.
Who they playing?
This week they got Elgin Larkin. I hate Elgin.
It's that sound like trash. How tall is Dylan now?
DeMonte is 6'4".
No, bro. Dylan, just answer the question.
I talk about all of them. Man.
No. I asked you a direct question. I said, how tall is Dylan? I don't know Cam. I don't know Diamante. I used to drive that. All right. He's what?
You said what?
Diamante, white, pearl white.
Dylan's about 5'10" now.
With 20s. Thanks. 5'10". Okay, so no.
Question like 3 times.
Okay, so 5'10".
I didn't. We'll see what
happens. That's a Diamante, by the way.
Yeah,
that's not a
Diamante.
That's a Diamante. Yeah.
Hey,
I bought it and paid for it. Thanks.
Be careful with be mindful, because in sports, you should know, Dion, you've been around sports long enough. Opportunities are very fleeting in sports, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully nobody comes on and stands the fuck out at quarterback and varsity, you know what I'm saying? And coaches go another way, man. We rooting for them.
Yeah.
And we rooting for them.
Well, the good thing is Dylan has been a wide receiver and a defensive back all his career. You'll never tell your son, no, I don't want you to do it. However, he put in a lot of work. He's doing well. I have a lot of friends that have played quarterback, coached quarterback, that have worked with him, that have said, bro, he's got the skill set. Let him do it, and then see how it is in game. So we have a lot of, and then his grades. So he's there. So we'll see what happens.
No, I was only asking because I'm thinking Russell Wilson, and I know. And what? Also, Russia, what you 6'2", 6'1"?
I'm 6'2".
6'2". Okay.
I didn't grow. I didn't even get to 6 foot till I went to college, though.
Okay. All right. So no, I mean, Dill got a real shot. He got a real shot to. I'm giving him 6'4" at the end of the day.
Wow.
Because of Jimmy?
Yeah, y'all got height in y'all family, bro. Maybe 6'3". You know what I'm saying? Y'all got height.
As long as he listen, man, and I'm happy about it. As long as if he hits 6 foot, the way like we went to Wisconsin when we was at Beals camp, Curtis was like, why is he playing? He got 4 interceptions on defense. So Curtis was like, we need him on free safety. Can I get him on free safety? So I'm just happy that he has other opportunities, but I want him to play the position that he loves. He's smart. Quarterback is about being smart first. You know what I'm saying? Athletes.
Good decision making. Yeah. I'll say too, like just to piggyback on that real quick, like the thing about playing quarterback is if he does end up playing safety later, knowing what those instincts are, knowing that timing, being able to read that from the other side. Brilliant.
Shout out to Dill, man. That's my godson. What up, my boy? All right, so let me just run.
Yeah, he said hello to Bossy about music.
Oh, okay.
He said he want to have a conversation with you about King Von. I said, Bossy's always available for you, buddy.
Yeah, for sure.
King Von is like your Tupac to him.
Which is
still
not weird.
Still should not be a thing.
Shout out to, and you know what? I don't even want to say shout out, man, but they gave 27 mil to the Floyd family. I think this probably was the quickest payout probably in history. I don't know. What are your thoughts with that? I know it's not over. I don't think it's enough. I don't know. I'm pissed, to be honest.
Do you think that they tried to reach this verdict due to the fact that this case is going just in case he gets a 3rd-degree charge or he gets off?
Yeah. I think money always softens the blow in their mind, right? Yeah. Let me throw this money at you, shut you up, and let's lessen these charges. I mean, this is some bullshit, to be honest with you. This is some bullshit. 27 million, and the whole globe was in an uproar over Brother George. No, man, keep that. You know what I mean? Keep that.
I mean, what were you? What kind of number would you expect to be?
I don't want a number until justice is served. Right. Let's get the right charges. Let's get these people locked up properly, or fucking sentenced to death. Right. Whatever the case may be.
That's more my focus, man. I think I'm not as much outraged with the number, the financial figure they gave. I'm more concerned with the amount of justice that may or may not be given out when it comes to sentencing, because we know how these things go. Jason Van Dyke got 8 or 9 years. Amber Geiger got maybe 10 or 11 years. And so if you follow the course, the pattern, this guy may get 12 or 13 years. And if it's anything steeper or more stiff than that, it's only because of how it played out in the national spotlight. Yep. To me, this is just my opinion. I think sometimes you have to meet fire with fire, and this guy should get the death sentence if it's available, because we watched you for 9 minutes murder a man with disregard for everything going on. We watched your counterparts and your colleagues, which I would never be a part of these motherfuckers like that. When I say fuck 12, I'm talking about them motherfuckers specifically. Yeah. You cowards, you dirtbags that do this, and y'all peddle this behavior to the culture of police coming up behind us to make them think it's okay. Them the people I shit on every day at work. I talk crazy to every day at fucking work. Y'all got a problem with me policing? Come see me, motherfucker, uniform or not. We can go in the back and get this shit on, period. And I tell them that every year, yearly to their face. It's okay. Nobody wants to do it. But getting off that horse, because you pissed me off. That pissed me off right there, man, because I'm thinking about how George Floyd passed again, bro. That's frustrating. And these are the people we trust for our safety and security doing this. Fuck no, man. I see why people fight back. I see why the world blew up and caught on fire. It deserves to. It was long overdue that this happened, man. But so I'm just watching to see if I wonder. We are preparing here as well in the city if there's a blow up, if the sentence isn't harsh enough. And there's a good chance the sentence won't be harsh enough.
Or he might get off.
Yeah, I think
it's not out the realm of possibility.
Not even a little bit, unfortunately. I think they're gonna hit him with some lesser manslaughter type of thing, or some failure to comply with policy type of thing. But I think to your point, Abasi, like I definitely agree, and Aman, you too, is like we're talking about. I mean, what we're studying in my class with these high school students now is the juvenile, particularly the juvenile justice system, right? And this process that for young kids, for a young kid who is 15 years old and he lives in a very deprived area, there's no resources, he's got family that's already tied up in all kind of other shit, doesn't have anybody to rely on, finds himself on the corner with a couple of bags of weed. This kid is put in jail for 2 years. and given no nothing while in jail, right? He's just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? They're not teaching them no skills. There's no job training program. There's nothing to get you reallocated to society when you get out, right? But then you have a person who's got a job, a job whose responsibility specifically is to protect people, who does this, and they like Dion said, they repeatedly get off with just nothing. So I think that, yeah, the money thing aside, I mean, I'm still an advocate for, I agree, there's no way you could put a dollar amount on something like this. However, a lot of that money can go to very good use in changing policy, man. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that we have to change the way laws are interpreted. And the way we do that, to be 100 with you, is we got to get all these judges out this bitch and get a whole new lot. Because at the end of the day, we blame a lot on the police. We blame a lot on media. We're not looking at the true source of the decision most of the time, which is the judge in the courtroom, their interpretation of the law, and interpretation of the arguments presented and the evidence presented. Juries aside, judges have the weight of how this shit really works. And when you get that ballot every year and you sit in front of them 45, 50 names, and you have no idea who any of them are, that's what we got to change. We got to start investigating who the hell is on this bench and what is their prior history and record in the cases that they have decided, because that's where you'll start to see justice change.
Those are facts, man. Those are facts. This next little quick hit affected me in the sense that we still have a long way to go. There was an Arkansas teacher that made her 5-year-old student clean up feces with his bare hands. Black boy, white teacher. And then just had the nerve to say, "Oh, I apologize, I didn't see it that way." What in the fuck is wrong with you? How does this happen?
It was the kid, like the kid shit in the classroom or something?
Yeah, man. And made him clean up with his bare hands, bro.
Was it like a bowel malfunction, or?
No, he just shit it, and she said, "Well, clean up with your bare hands," and made him do it.
No, that's heinous. That's some kind of heinous battery, bro, and that's some kind of misconduct toward children. I don't know how the schools.
I mean, at least you lose a job, right?
Bro,
it is Arkansas, though.
You would
think so.
You would think, right? Also, there were two Georgetown professors on a Zoom call, and they were using racial slurs about their students. And one of them has been suspended, the other has been fired, and they basically were talking about the blacks in their classes, and they said, "Well, yeah, these niggers are failing. Most of them do when they come to my class." And then they just had their banter back and forth. I thought that was
racist already.
This was recorded?
Recorded on Zoom.
These cats are stupid, man.
Crazy. Shit is crazy.
That's how they can move without regard for the law. They used to not be punished for things.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But that tells me that
just them two? Was this like a department meeting? Like I need more. I need more.
Okay, so it was. Well, I believe it was just them two. I think it may have been a class thing, but I think by them being a little older, again, not knowing how to work.
Fuck them. Their age don't matter. Get their ass out of here.
One student was still on, and it recorded and sent it out there.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Good for them.
Black privilege. We're going to define this shit. We're going to define.
That just tell me that these guys have a preconceived notion and an idea of what they're going to do to these black students before they even get to their class. Yeah. If they always fail when they get to this class, every black student can't be a failure, bro. They can't be stupid. It's impossible. It's impossible, man.
Let's go locally with my boy Mark Giangreco. Dion, did you hear about this?
I saw that this morning.
Yeah, it was petty.
Yeah. And guess what?
Wait, what was petty? What part was petty?
Cheryl Byrne obviously had some issues with him prior. He had mentioned that they should do a movie and she should play the ditzy something in it. Mm-hmm. And
he said she could play the ditzy something character. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I guess that was like her last straw. So she went to management and they kind of used that one as his end all be all to get out. So Cheryl Byrne was married to Jim Rose. And I see Jim Rose a lot.
I know it is.
Yeah, he still works at Channel 7. He's been working at Channel 7 since I was a shorty.
Forever,
So I
yeah.
saw him at the Bulls media day. And
Hey, you should
and
actually
they
get
got
that sample.
divorced. And sometimes you got to look at stuff like, what's her issue? You know what I mean? So that dude's been there since all of us have been children. I'm not saying he
30-something
was
years.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying he was right.
Giangreco, right?
Wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Both
yeah.
of them. Both
So
of
the
them in
story-
sports. So
It has to be straws before it gets to the last straw. It has to be several straws before that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
the story I saw-
He flagrant as hell, bro.
Yeah,
The
so
story I saw said
learn
he
your
had
lesson.
been. Yeah, the story I saw said he had been flagged for like Twitter comments in the past. That this
Walter
wasn't the
Payton
first.
comment was bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like this wasn't the first. You know, what I mean,
Wasn't his
go
first
round.
infraction.
Yeah. So it was like, and now in today's corporate climate, you just can't get away with that shit.
Can't at all.
Hey, look, I knew Giangreco was on some bullshit maybe 2-3 years ago. You know, when they do the New Year's Eve shit and his co-host, bruh, he basically grabbed her, and she's a married woman, and slobbed her on camera. Like, get over here.
Wow, I didn't see that.
Hey,
one.
don't do that no more, though, bro.
Yeah, that's nice.
Don't do it no more.
I
Don't do that,
beg
man.
to find the video on that.
Yeah, I definitely didn't know that was a thing.
No, that's a real thing. That's a real thing.
I can believe it though.
I have
Yeah,
a couple
don't-
actual positive things that I want to bring to the table.
Please
The
do.
Norman High School girls team that were called niggers by the announcer live
on
on
that.
they won
Yes.
the state championship. So all of the shit that he did, fuck him. And
Still, and they
won
mind
state.
Shout out.
They
shout
won
out-
the
shout out
state
to you, man.
championship. That
good for
team.
them.
And then Patrick Ewing, he won the Big East championship at his alma mater in his old stadium where he was where he was asked for credentials this week.
I was just about to say, now there's another Patrick Ewing story.
Yeah.
Well, the greatest New York Knick, other than maybe Walt Frazier,
Yes.
And
walks
probably
in
the
the
greatest
building
player.
at 7'2",
Exactly.
and
Both.
7'2", and some poor lonely usher. And
Exactly.
I don't mean lonely because of the role. I
Money.
mean lonely
Just
because you just didn't have the foresight to think to yourself,
Maybe this is
maybe
somebody.
if I don't know who this guy is,
Or look to the left and right. Oh, he's the motherfucker on the wall. Clown.
that's what I'm saying. How
And
did
Charles
you
Oakley.
not- how
Charles
did you not
Oakley
see
hating
this face?
ass.
How did you not see this face? I don't understand.
That's the funny shit. But you know Charles Oakley, he always got something to say. He goes, this man Dolan offer you a D-League job. There's no respect behind your name. Oakley
Wow.
told the New York Daily News, why are you mad now? Because they asked you for your credential? When
Is he
they
wrong?
offered you a D-League job? When the respect went out, when they did that, the respect went out the window.
He's not wrong,
Charles,
man. He's not
Charles
wrong.
might got some.
Oakley on some
Oakley
other
keep it a
shit.
buck, man. Oakley
Yeah,
keep it
he's
a
not
buck.
wrong, bro. He's not wrong at all. Dolan has a history
Patrick Ewing.
of being trash.
I got
But shout out
one
to them
last black excellence. Let me just step into it. Once again, my boy Master P, man. Man plans to own his own HBCU, right? To obviously educate, the youth, the black youth, man. I'm classifying this as black privilege. We're going to figure out what this term means, right? And I'm going to keep force feeding it until we figure it out, until we can define it, until we quantify it. But shout out to you, brother Master P. I see you. Go ahead.
Is he gonna build it or purchase one that's already established?
No, ground up, brother. Ground up.
And see, I always have kudos to him for that, but when things like this happen, it's like the timing bothers me. Is it because it's cool now to associate with HBCUs, or am I missing something he did in the past with HBCUs?
Well, no.
You know what I'm saying?
I think historically, if you look at the things he's done, he's definitely been black first.
That's cool, but I'm talking about specifically with HBCUs though. Now it's a thing. When things become a thing, I look at people that want to jump on now, like rap per se. For instance, when it became cool to be a socially conscious rapper, some of the big wigs jumped on the bandwagon. Now they was cold with it. I ain't mad at that. Give us some good pause, some good bars. You know what I'm saying? I gave him 3 of them before he said that. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm done. Don't worry about it. That's a whole other conversation.
Oh, and what you're saying is right, because he just announced some a couple of weeks ago when Master P's getting in the cars when Tesla got big.
Yeah.
I mean, what you're saying has some
merit.
I'll say this, man. I'll say this. I watched that. I was just talking about before the show. I was talking about that Hip Hop Evolution show, man. And Master P is featured on one of the latest episodes. And the truth is, I mean, you just can't. This brother has pushed the envelope for his people since day one, bro. And granted, does he get some profit from it? Of course, he's a businessman. But like, that's his only mission in life is to do shit so that it is Black owned. And when they cover the story of how No Limit really challenged the music establishment, everybody's following Master P's model right now. Every last rapper, production every last one of them are following Master P's formula from the very get-go. So it's like, you can't not salute that brother every time he gets into a new venture, because he's probably, whether his venture fails or not, he's going to set the table for the next round of people to come in and maximize. So
absolutely. Do you want to bring our guest in now, or you?
Yeah, let's do it, man. We on the Black Excellence, man. I am supercharged for this one, man. This is my home girl. I haven't known her super long, but within 30 minutes of working with her on an event that we'll talk about when she's on, I became really clear that like this is the type of people. She's a true Chicagoan. You might have seen on Windy City Live. She used to host a weekly segment with Val Warner. She's the founder of a company called Mama Fresh, which is a kids clothing company. She does a lot, man. She's just mad dope. So I'm gonna just lay it like that. Let her come on in and let's get to it. So welcome, Mama Fresh, Jenny Leflore.
Hey.
Hand clap, hand clap.
New song. Nope. Same one.
It is. Yeah.
She's such a fucking lady. Yes, I am.
Yeah. Welcome.
What's up, Jenny?
Hey. I want that song played every time I enter a room. That was so hype.
That's hot.
Yeah. So
The
Jenny,
energy is
welcome.
already here.
Welcome to the Corner Convo. Just to give you a little bit of quick background. This is our 40th show of mine? Or
38.
38. Show 38. We've been going
technically 40, but 38 official.
We've been going every week, and it's basic format. It's 4 guys, 4 different perspectives. And this month we're obviously celebrating Women's History Month. We're all Chicagoans. We all love Chicago to the root. Yeah. So we certainly were looking for some women out of Chicago, especially some Black, melanated, deeply rich queen representatives. And obviously your name fell right in line with all that.
I hate to say it, but y'all found her. Here I am.
That's what's happening.
So I in your introduction, I laid out that you're obviously the founder of Mama Fresh clothing company, as well as you were doing a weekly segment on Windy City Live. And we know there's a number of other things that you are a part of, but just give the people a little small sample of who you are and where you come from.
Sure. I am Jenny Leflore, aka Mama Fresh, aka the mama friend you didn't know you needed, aka the plug, aka the connect. I am a daughter of Chicago. I grew up on the West Side. I am raising. I grew up by North Avenue in Laramie. So I grew up. I grew up Lockwood and Hurst, like the for real 60644. Like
Lockwood and Augusta, right here. Lockwood and Augusta.
Oh, bro, you right there.
Go.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. So I grew up on a 1400 block. So I was 1 block away from North Avenue.
Gotcha.
Closer to but my grandma was on Leamington and Division. So right there, 1100 block.
Right there.
Oh, it's a vibe. Look at
so that's who I am, and we're raising our boys on the South Side in Bronzeville. So we're right off 47th and King. So I'm a true daughter of the city. And when I got married and I had my first kid, I was traveling the city, going to different events, and I go north and south because this is my city. There's no neighborhood I'm not going into, but those places I wasn't celebrated, so the type of motherhood that I was bringing tolerated everywhere, celebrated I did not feel. So I started doing events for other mamas like me. And what started out, our first event was a weekly walk. We met in, we just would walk the University of Chicago campus because it was the summer. And it was just mamas together for fellowship. And it was 3 other moms that showed up. And I was like, 3 people I don't know took the time out to hang out with me. And then, you know, fast forward a year later, we like shut down the Museum of Science and Industry. They had us there and we had 65 Black mamas there, aunties, grandmas, kids, everybody, all fellowshipping together. So that was just 3 years ago. What started out as just a small thing that I personally needed has now turned into, you know, I'm an influencer, content creator, media contributor, you know, so all those fun things. And I'm blessed to say that if people need information about motherhood at the crib, I'm the person that they call.
I'm glad you said one thing. You mind, do you? Okay. You said this was something that you needed personally.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, it's amazing how many people, I hate to use the word suffer, kind of do this or move inside because they also need this as well. Did the number of people that came out astound you, or did this further your calling and belief that this was something you could do to see that other moms needed this as well?
Yes, because I thought that I had to. First of all, I had my first son when I was 36. So, you know, your Black woman said,
took you so long?
It's a super personal question.
That's okay, because I'm taking it in the spirit that he's saying, you fine. You live in
West side of her. You that west side of her right there. That's that west side right there.
I know that's the spirit. He's saying it.
Hey, listen here. No malice at all. It's just I'm overjoyed to even hear that you had your first child at 36 because that doesn't happen normally in our community. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, no, I had my second one at 40, G. Like I'm out here. The thing is, I was waiting to meet my husband. My husband and I didn't meet till we were 35. We were
beautiful.
Grown ass people with our own independent lives coming together. Neither one of us had kids before. And so, you know, I wanted to do it on my own terms. The thing is with motherhood, everyone does motherhood differently, but I can tell you that the stage that I am in, I don't live in resentment or missing out either of my kids because I kicked it so hard, which also contributed so much to my business because I'm like, I have this life and I'm just ready to have him with me. So he's going to be at the festival. He's at Silver Room Block Party. He's at, you know, McKenday see me, he see cute, you know, and everybody know him because he's there with me and he's gaining so much through that. So yes, to your point, I thought that, damn, am I the only person that feels like this? I'm older, I'm all of these things, but there's so many women that it spoke to and it went across age. And I can tell you a crowd that I did not even just predict that would really just take hold and grab onto me are these amazing hot girls that are like 25 and 30 that are like living their best lives and traveling and they're in Greece and they're at the top of their career. And I seeing my life takes a little bit of that pressure off that they feel like they have to get it because they see me and they see I had another baby at 40. I'm still living my life. I'm making it look good. And they're like, you know what? I can put off the pressure that the world is putting on me.
Facts.
I love that.
I'm gonna piggyback on that real quick because she mentioned OVQ, right? So now here's the thing, right? So I tried to find pictures to have in the background, and it was next to impossible to find a photo without him in it. And at one point I was like, yo, I want little brother to be in it too, but the way the Zoom is set up, my head was gonna keep covering his. So it looked like instead of him sitting on your lap, it would have been my head, which just seemed not all good. But I will say, like, so I met Jenny through an event that they were doing at Promontory. And I told the brothers pre-show, like, I thought it was the most insane thing that had ever been proposed to us. And you know, I've seen some wild proposals, you know, in my time. I've seen some things that just seem completely ridiculous. But throwing a dance party for infants, like ones that can't walk, to mini toddlers, ones who just learned to walk.
Yeah.
And to have them 200 deep at 11 a.m. on a Saturday, just seemed like it didn't have any, I didn't understand it, didn't make any sense to me. So the very first one, I remember getting stuck. At that time, I felt like I was getting stuck with it. I was like, oh, y'all gonna leave me to manage this one? That's how y'all feel? Okay,
Right.
all right. 3 a.m. Friday night, I had to get up at 9 a.m. And I walk in and Jenny is in there and she got 16 women setting up balloons and putting up folded. I mean, it was a whole operation.
I come in so excited. McKinney has like still sunglasses with the night before. It's 9 a.m. I've already had a second breakfast. I've been up since 6. So I come in like, good morning.
Yeah. So
it's like hating me.
I definitely was not a fan at first of the event, not you personally, just the event. But I will say, like, fast forward through all of it. The two quick things that came out is that it was clear that Jenny had, she set the bar high for what she expected for her event. And I've always appreciated people who care that much about their work. But the second part was, man, when it finally got to the point where we had doors open and people was doing stuff, there was no more beautiful experience.
Yes.
Sitting in a room full of Black professional parents with their kids, just chilling and just dancing. And I mean, I'm talking about inspiration beyond a describable level, man. That is still to this day, probably top 2 favorite events of my career that I've ever been, had the pleasure to be a part of. So that's how we met. But I swear, I remember it was after the event, you was downstairs waiting to get some brunch and it was taking too long. And that's when I knew, I told the fellas, I was like, that's what I knew, that she wasn't bougie. She had a bougie brunch set up, but she was like, excuse me, what's popping? Like, I'm gonna need 2 more chairs. Like, it was all the hand popping.
Like,
the next snack.
You up upstairs, so sister can't get no pancakes. Y'all can't figure this out.
That's definitely North Island and Laramie, McDonald's and the gas station and the liquor store. Like, you know what
the
time
docks used to be there.
The docks right there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what time it is. I gotta ask
the liquor store forever.
Can you speak to turning an idea into a reality, like, and just getting it out your head and actually making it happen, right? So the first one you did, you said you had 3 people showed up. Was that fuel for you to say, hey, you know what, I'm on something? If the next time it's 10, if the next time it's 20, what is that process like for you, for the people who are afraid to take their idea and make it a reality?
So that's an excellent question. And it still at that point was like a hobby. It wasn't a business, And so I was like, okay, it's building momentum. So I see that there is something there. But when I started throwing events and people will give you money. Any friend of mine that's doing anything, you got $25 with my name. Your kids buying cookies, your popcorn, you need a ticket, because we're blessed enough that that's money that we can remake. Time is something that people can't get back. When people start giving you their time, that is something that you really have to value, and you have to say, okay, this is happening. Something is on to something, because people are coming back week after week. And I started seeing the community and the relationships and women getting together outside of my events that met at my events. So what I do is a calling. I mean, like, this is not only because it's Sunday, but truly what I do is a calling on my heart. God could have chose anybody and he chose me. And he chose me because I got the right mix of what is needed. So once that starts coming together, I said, I have to start taking it serious. And so when you start taking it serious, other people, as long as you're treating it like a hobby, people are going to treat you like you got a hobby going on.
Say that again.
Once I started taking it serious, people in my life started taking it serious. There were times where I almost felt discouraged because, like McKinney said, people didn't understand what I'm doing. People didn't understand it because I'm an innovator. There was no foreground for this influencer plus community builder that I was laying out in front of you, and doing it with the flair that I have and the bar that I have set. So I would, one time a guy was like, yeah, Jenny, how's your little mama thing doing?
Little.
So discouraged because at that time, I was booking events, you know what I mean? I was bringing in money, and I told my husband, like, and I'm I'm going through growth, but I'm still petty. I'm like, he dead to me. So I'm like, he trying to like downplay what I got going on. You know what I mean? So my husband is like, you can't get mad because he doesn't understand your calling. You know what I mean? So that you doing something different. And that's why I say so this is, I still to this day, I'm like, I'm still going through growth, but I don't F with him like
Hey, look, that's like when a woman get mad at you, she like, go on get in that little pet ass little Benz.
All right. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, I see what you want. But the thing is what I'm doing is so new and so different than it does take people a chance, but I can't seek that validation in what they think is a business. I have to find that internally.
Facts.
No,
Jenny, I read your article in the Tribune, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a little in common. My daughter Lila was born the same year as Obi in 2000.
Oh yeah.
So we used to pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
We used to go to festivals. We went to Taco Fest with her. We love to go to brunch and all of that.
She's gonna make an appearance sooner or later. She always pops in this show.
Yeah, he has the garage attached to the house, so she'll be
yeah, she'll open the door soon. But I have always, like, me and my wife always do stuff together with her because we had our daughter in our 40s too. So we're trying to utilize people like you to go to places. Obviously, the pandemic messed a lot of stuff up, but what would you say is your favorite place that you're taking Obi back in the day, a festival / brunch place when you were in the mood pre-pandemic?
Right. My favorite places to take OBQ are museums, hands down, because that's something I never experienced until like I got older and like elementary, like field trips, you know what I mean? But like the MCA, OBQ feels like that's his home because we were there so much. He's like, around this corner is that. I love taking him to the Museum of Science and Industry. And I love utilizing those days that they have, especially set aside for families. I love that they take the time to meet us where they are. I love going to festivals. I love, Silver and Block Party. Q is always there. My in-laws meet us and we drop him off and then we kick it. You know what I mean? But
grown time.
As you should.
But I love taking him to those too because he sees, we raise in a village. That's how it is. Like my mom friends, OBQ calls them Mama Q, our mama, because that's how we're raising our kids. So when he sees them at African Fest, when we're all watching Jeffrey Osborne and stuff like that, and we see those kids are all playing, and singing, that just warms my heart. You know what I mean? It makes me feel so good that he gets to see what community is really about. Yeah. So I would say museums on their family days are like my top choices. Even I was waiting until he got a little bit older because even the opera has children days to go and sing. So I love exposing him to the arts as much as possible. And then I think to eat, it sounds crazy, but Promontory was like he's been there every every quarter. Right? Yeah, since he's been born, literally. He was born September 27th. Our anniversary is November 7th. And that was the first time of us going as a family. And we went to Promontory. And so that staff, that again, is like family to us. They recognize him. We hear good music. We see our neighbors walking in. That part is very important for me, that we see people that we know all aspects of our life.
I'm glad you brought up that. Go ahead, Boston.
I was gonna say I'm happy she brought up the fact that his favorite spot is the museum, because as a kid growing up Lockwood and Augusta, Leamington, Kedzie, Walnut, 18th and Washtenaw, some kids don't get a chance to experience these kind of things. My mom, a Kedzie and Walnut, a daughter of the West Side, as you put it, her and her best friend, which is her sister, they would take me and my older brother, and my two cousins, her two kids, every Saturday. We didn't have time for bullshit. It was conservatory, it was Museum of Science and Industry, it was the shared aquarium, and it was even the boring ass planetarium. I hate the planetarium. They tear that bad boy down. It is so boring, you know what I'm saying? But culture it's a very important thing to instill in the youth, not just Black youth, but definitely Black youth, but youth period. That way, it gives you a chance. It gives you a look at life through a different lens. Period.
Yeah,
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, my son is we love the conservatory too. We go like all the time. But my son is a self-described artist, and he
Self-described.
Yeah, because you know what? But there's no right and wrong in art. You know what I mean? So even when I have to catch myself, you know, with these old school ways of parenting and thinking, and I'm like, no, Q, you have to do it like this. And he's like, Mama, I'm an artist. I do things different sometimes. This is out. And I'm like,
shout out to Q for that.
Yeah, I'm like,
listen,
you're right,
for the pushback. Shout out to you for the pushback.
Oh, see the pushback, and you have to tell me if you agree with this. When you're parenting new school kids, you have to rearrange your old school feelings.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I want him to have a conversation with me, and we have conversations, but sometimes he questions stuff, and I'm not in a questioning mood.
because the fuck I said so. Then get the fuck
Exactly.
on. You know what I mean? Like,
right. And my mom is like, you got to pick a lane. G. You gonna be Big Mama, or you're gonna be Sage and
you know what? I think that's an excellent point that you brought up. I don't think you have to pick a lane, right? I think
that's the beauty.
Our parents had to pick a lane, right?
Yep.
Because they came from one lane, right?
Well, society around us as well too, though.
I was going to say, it's not just where they came from. It was that what they were trying to protect us from and prepare us for at that time.
That's the thing.
I think you have to do both, right? I really believe you have to do both. And it's a very great, it's a gray area. It's a very thin line, because kids without boundaries and without structure will test you, and they will grow up believing that you are their friend, right? But there are conversations that you can have where they learn from you, and you're not just scolding all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's huge.
I mean, the whole point of Mama Fresh is a fresh approach to motherhood, you know, and that's what I'm doing. And I said, my mom, I grew up, of course, my Black mama telling me that she is not my friend, you know, and I can tell you, I am my son's best friend. You know what I mean? It's a mind shift that's crazy, you know, but I don't have to do either or. To your point, I get to be both, because nobody is making the rules but me and my husband. And as long as it's right in our house, we don't have to seek validation from others.
Let me chime in.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going
to say that we say this all the time. We are the generation that's breaking tradition. That's it.
Absolutely.
Or changing. And to that exact point, Abasi, and then, you know, we'll let you go. I know I want to keep up all your Saturday, Sunday time with the fam. But I'm gonna make a statement and then a question. But the statement is that you brought up this idea of raising your families and community. And when I looked in that room, that first day we did the Baby Soul Jam, and shout out to Kiwa Narula, who is definitely the other half of that equation. But when I looked in that room, Kiwa and I didn't grow up together, but our mothers have known each other for 30 something years. They used to play jazz gigs together. I didn't know that, right? When I looked around that room, Obi, he's cool with Amon's buddy, Dink. Right, like they went to college together or something like that. Like when I looked around,
I wasn't gonna bring that up, but yeah, I do know who your husband is. He knows me. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's dope.
No, but when I looked around the room, it was literally a lot of people from a community that I was a part of, like you said, in one way or another, and watching everybody's kids get to, like, everybody was there for their children, and watching them introduce their kids and watching their kids see each other and say what's up to each other. So that community thing is huge. I was raised obviously in a similar space, you know, right? The Riker Lawrences and you know what I mean? Like the whole Betty Shabazz fam with all of the different, you know, Orisha culture people in the city. But I'm bringing that up to say that, so now we find ourselves in this virtual learning space. And to your point, I think there are a lot of parents that probably secretly resent your relationship with your son, because you make home learning look like it's a party. Like every post, y'all look like y'all are having more fun than when the world was open, right? So I'm sure there's parents out there that are like, man, I hate this motherfucker low key. But I do think that the community aspect is important. So how do you approach that now? Like with virtual learning, like you said, you take them to the museum. It was about exposure. Now everything is internal. How are you managing that process as a parent to make sure that your child doesn't necessarily suffer from that kind of closed-in experience?
Inclusion.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. You know, this really, you have to turn up your compassion with the parenting at this part. You know what I mean? As far as the social emotional, my son is going through so much. You know what I mean? He's 4 years older than his brother. I have a 3-month-old baby. So he, you know, is really kind of alone in the house all the time. You know what I mean? And sometimes he feels like I don't have anybody to play with. This comes from somebody who had a very busy social life, you know? And so instead of me, you know, the smallest thing could trigger him. And instead of me saying like, stop crying or get it together, I'm like, dude, this does suck. Like, yeah, like, you know, the feeling that you're feeling now is called loneliness, you know? Tell me some ways that I can help you. Is this a time where we can video call? You know what I mean? So I am having conversations with him and really having compassion towards him. We have started doing themes in our nights. We do family game night every Wednesday. He does video calls with, you know, that's why this time worked out perfect. We do family prayer every Sunday at 2:00 with our extended family, you know, through a video chat. So his cousins are on there. And sometimes today, my 7-year-old niece led prayer for everybody, you know, so we are all trying to virtually connect as much as we can, but it's really trying to stay in tune with your kid and their emotional, you know, stage. He will catch up with the school part, I know for sure, but the social emotional part is the part I'm really staying close with. As things open up, like he is starting tennis tomorrow, and I felt like it was good because it's something you can be distant about, and we're going right in Bronzeville, and so it's like
active.
Yeah,
still
so
moving along.
and exactly, and that he can see other kids, and so he can start learning again how to share, how to negotiate, how to, you know, how to do those type of things. Because anytime we can think that our kids are overreacting, you know, take a look in the mirror and think about it. Because I miss my
learned it.
I miss my friends so fucking much. I miss going to brunch. I miss happy hour. I miss all the things. And I feel selfish that I want alone time. If I'm feeling those things and trying to negotiate those as an adult, think about that as a 4-year-old or as a 7-year-old or, Lord forbid, a 12-year-old that's going through this, you know. So it's, you know, parenting with compassion is something that we really have to turn up during this time.
That is an excellent
Jenny,
parenting with compassion. I love that.
Yeah. Can't thank you enough, Jenny, for making the time. I know family time is your time.
Hold on, can they? Before I let you go, I gotta ask you, right? It's Women's Month. We're highlighting you, and thank you for coming on. And the corner combo is your home now, so you can pull up whenever you want to.
I love it.
And you off the Ave, you know what I mean? Because I know people out there. Now, I gotta ask you though, if you could put 4 women on your Mount Rushmore, who would they be?
Wow, that's a great question.
Oh, this is a really good one. I mean, Michelle Obama, obviously first.
I knew it. I gave Kendi that. I said, Kendi gonna say Michelle Obama. I knew you can see that. I knew it.
Michelle Obama, because she's from the crib, and I like how she self-defines herself, and she doesn't let other people say who she should be, or, you know, I love just how transparent she is. So Michelle Obama would be on there. Second, is it Ruth? Okay, so let's see. Michelle Obama.
Do what you do.
Yeah,
do what you do.
Let's get it.
Put yourself up there. You know what I mean? If you don't think that you should be there, you know what I mean?
So, I like you.
So I'm gonna put myself up there.
There you go. There you go.
So I'm right there. So Michelle,
Feminine and ladylike. Such a fucking lady. Yes, I am.
And then put your girl, you know what I mean? So maybe we can be the sandwich or the bookends.
The bookends,
right. Let's see other women that I really admire. I mean, it's so Black for me to say like Oprah, but really from her giving standpoint, you know what I mean? And I like women that define themselves on what, like Oprah, nobody can tell Oprah what she should do with her money, what she should do with her life, what she should do with her standards. You know what I mean? I love women that
she was one of the first women that challenged the idea that she should have a man and that she should have kids, like publicly,
she shouldn't have kids, that she shouldn't have married, that she should be married.
We got
and she went against the grain of how you should look on TV. The TV look. She went against that.
Okay.
Actually, talk your shit about Oprah, because Dion said a couple episodes back that she needs to start a network for us, and we're definitely getting signed. So, yeah, Oprah, if you're listening, okay.
Oprah, big up to you.
Big up to you. You know what I mean?
All right, you're on the round. So if you have time, go ahead and sign these brothers. And then let's see, the fourth person. This is, I feel like, so on the
cliche. You want to be cliche?
Who's the cliche?
I don't know. You tell me. I'm feeling like you want to go there, but I feel like you don't want to just say it.
No, to say who? Tell me.
When you say it, then I'm gonna either co-sign it. I'm like,
he don't know. He don't know who it is.
No, I do. I do. I'm waiting.
I thought Oprah. You don't think Oprah and Michelle Obama were cliche?
No, that's dope.
They are. Yeah.
They dope.
I don't know who the fourth person is.
Okay, that's cool.
And you put yourself on there. So like, come on.
Yeah, I did. Obi.
It's called Mama Fresh Mount Rushmore. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm like asking my husband because he's like good with those type of things. I was like, Obi, who's the fourth person I would think? I don't know. I'm gonna come back with this.
Okay. Right. I really want to ask you about this. I'm not gonna ask you this, but I read a story about an interview where some music was being played, or someone was playing music, and the second verse was about to begin, and they turned to your son and say, "Hey, you think he wants to rap the second verse?" I could only imagine your response internally. You know what I'm saying?
He was like, was Q-Sin up yet? He was like 3 months or 4 or 5,
Whoa.
maybe 6 months. And I was like, he can't even talk, bro. But in moments like that, you look to the left and to the right, and you're like, am I the only person who thinks this is crazy? But I wasn't the only Black woman in the room because there were other Black women caretakers, but I was the only Black mom in the room. And so situations like that where you feel like, am I, sometimes when people are, some folks, when they see you, they want to just not be normal. They want to make sure that you feel included. They want to overcompensating stuff. They just say stuff that's wild. You know what I mean? We went to this one class. My son is 4, but he's like a dude. You know what I mean? He's not like a kid, he's like a dude. And this kid, we went to this one like gymnastics baby class, like kid class, and it was a young white teacher. He was like probably 23 or something. And he was like obsessed with my son, like his hair, how he was dressed. He's like, I've never seen, like my son had like a little Giants, like he had on sneakers. I mean, you know what I mean? He's just like a little outside kid. And he's like, he dresses so cool. I mean, he was like, kept talking. And I'm like,
oh my God.
Friends with you? And then he was like, you can exercise, move your legs, like your feet like this. And we're all doing the exercise. He's like, like you're crip walking, like da-da-da.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Hold on.
I wrote every.
First of all, Sue gang, man.
You kept it ladylike. You kept it professional.
I wrote so many letters. I emailed. I told, I suggested
crip walking,
diversity training. He was so thirsty just to say something to my son.
Crip walk, clean up out the door, like, oh yeah, I wrote it.
And let me get that. And I wasn't paying. Y'all invited me. You know what I mean?
Jen,
I'm like,
you know what? I gotta ask you this before we let you go, right?
Okay.
First of all, I love your energies, and
thank you.
I really feel like we can just go all day, right? But
that's clear. Yeah,
I gotta ask you though, right? I'm trying to define something that I came up with that I'm calling Black privilege, I would like to know.
Okay, we can do.
Can you?
Because this ain't a 2-minute question he just asked.
I just need because I'm going to make this a thing, right? So in my opinion, in the last show, I brought up if there's white privilege, then there has to be Black privilege. So I'm asking you, in your mind, off the bat, I haven't met you till today. What would you consider Black privilege?
No. First is, do you believe that's a thing?
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Okay, I believe it's a thing anecdotally, like as a Black woman, that I have a privilege amongst people. I can connect with sisters, you know what I mean? Though, as far as a Black woman too, Black women connect in a way that white women could never off the street. Do you see what I'm saying? That is, I see another Black woman, I don't have to even, the way we amp each other up, like they don't even, like capacity on their thing, like I was at the Target the other day with my hair, and this woman was like, and your twist out still popping. What? She didn't even know me. I was on day 7 hair. She made me feel so good about myself. I had my baby. That's all she said, and she was gone. But she just poured into me so much that quick. That does not equate on the white side of life. You know what I mean? So the privilege to connect with each other and to serve community is something that we are reclaiming, you know what I mean? The thing that they took away from us, that they're, because they tried to say that that's what we have to be professional to fit into their world, to out there. We are disbanding those thoughts. We don't have to. We don't have to.
We do not have to acquiesce to you. We don't have to do that.
No. So I don't have, and there's no pride nor trophies in that. You know what I mean? So the way I parent is so Black, you know what I mean? And I'm so proud of that. And my husband is so Black. My boys are so Black. My boys are named after, you know, their ancestors. We are a Black ass family. You know what I mean? And so that is, and right now I get to have the privilege of doing that with the position that my husband is in his job. He doesn't have to wear two face. He doesn't have to have a work voice. You know what I mean? That's the privilege we have right now. You know, your mama had a work voice. You know, we don't have work voices in our family. We don't
it sounds like to me that what you're saying, and this would validate what he's trying to do, which is that you're saying that we're at the beginning and the precipice of Black privilege being created, but that it has not certainly been a part of the experience of Black culture. That we are now at that point where we're advancing that to be the case, that if there is a white privilege, then there must be a Black privilege. Okay,
it must be, and we are creating what that looks like.
Thank you. We're getting there. I swear to Jesus.
That they tried to down us on, we are now reclaiming that.
Yes.
And that is what's going to make our kids, the nepotism that they've been able to experience with businesses. We are now finding that through, and we're reclaiming again through HBCUs, through fraternities, through
change and tradition. Go.
We are calling favors. We are doing all of that, and we are creating that for ourselves and for our children.
Well, let me close with this, because obviously you got the corner in the uproar right now. These two West Side dudes over here, you don't even know. I'm gonna hear about this all week, man. Joe, and when Jenny said, and then Joe, and off LeClaire, like I'm gonna hear this all week. But
shout out to Latrobe, man. Shout out to my family over there on Latrobe, man. You know, thank you, Grandma, for helping me out when you did.
Let me close with the fact that I definitely riding that nepotism tip. When we do open this world back up, if there's any other person that is hired in any capacity as production manager, I don't care where it's at, that's other than me, I'm gonna have real issues with you. I better be nepotized in as the dude, just because at the end of the day, I need that in my life. You know what I mean? Like I need to be, you know, in that space to see it. But thank you so much. We definitely gonna reach back out. You know what I mean? If there's anything you got coming up, please shoot it to us. We'll make sure that we include it on the page. And man, I just can't say enough about you. Love you to death. You know, you're one of my favorites. So
same here. Thank you so much.
Clap it up to the queen, man.
Have a great Sunday. Have a great productive week.
Wait, OBQ.
Yeah, OBQ gotta pop up. OBQ gotta pop up. Yo, if y'all don't know it, all y'all kids gonna be going to OBQ's parties in about 15 years.
Okay,
And Jim, before you go, what high school did you go to?
Whitney, I was gonna ask that in the beginning.
Oh, you a Dolphin.
OBQ.
What's up, my guy? What's up, my guy?
What's up, young friends? What's going on?
King.
What's happening?
What's up, man? Good to see you, bro. Sorry to take you out your time.
We're raising. This is, and then the kid, this is the new guy.
That's
He's eating good over there.
Yeah, that's a healthy baby.
This is, we call him Juicy J. His name is we call him Juicy J. Yeah.
Nice.
What up, Obi the First? I see your hand, so shout out to Obi the First in the back.
Yeah, you know, so Obi's Obi the Third, Obi Trey.
Oh, that's right. That's why he's Obi Trice.
Look at
right.
Hip hop. Like, see, hip hop is amazing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bars. Come on, man. Bars, man.
He like, oh, this one supposed to be the whole time.
Hey, man.
You been doing this the whole time without me.
Tell your hubby I said, what up, fam? Hey, last time we kicked it, we was out for Dink birthday.
Oh, Obi, we were Dink.
Your Q brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Young Matt. You know what I mean? We didn't kick a couple of times, man. So shout out to you, brother. I love your family.
Yes.
Your life is amazing. I love what y'all doing. And just thank you for rocking with us for real.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We'll enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday. Look at my baby. Love y'all.
Hey.
Like, oh, look at him waving. Oh,
That's my man.
okay. Thank y'all so much.
All right, peace.
Love, Jenny. Oh,
That was dope. That was
That was
dope.
hot.
That was
That's
dope.
hot, bro. Yeah.
Shout out to Jenny, man. Yeah, no, that's love. So fresh off of that, let me ask y'all, who was on y'all women of Mount Rushmore?
I need a minute on that one. I'm gonna let Dion go first.
I thought we had wasn't there specifics?
Oh wait, no. I mean, you can do sports.
It was sports in Chicago.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
Sports in Chicago.
Either one.
Chicago.
I mean, it's up to you.
It makes it easier.
Yeah, that definitely makes it easier.
Yeah, sports in Chicago.
All right.
I'll do two of each. I'll go Serena Williams, and I gotta go. I don't know, man. I just love Candace Parker. Although Cheryl Swoops is the reason of all of them to get on, so I gotta throw her in. I'll put Candace in my just in case. Obviously Michelle Obama, and I mean it's not hard, man. Oprah, shit.
I think that's
Oprah.
I think that's
Oprah's really not from Chicago,
here, yeah.
though. She like
Harpo is.
Yeah, she's not from here, bro.
Yeah.
brother.
Harpo
Hey,
is.
Kende, don't talk about her like that, man. She's about to sign us. Don't do that.
Yeah.
No. My point is, it's fair to say that she became recognized, just like Obama. He ain't from here, but he became recognized.
Like
it's fair to say that.
But she's been here at least 30 years. Fair enough.
Yeah. No, she's we claim her. Michael Jordan ain't from here. We claim Mike.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just saying. I was just throwing it out there.
Do we claim Robin Roberts?
Who?
Robin Roberts.
Oh
Born
yeah.
in America.
Robin Roberts, the
I know who it
newscaster.
is. I just feel like Oprah based her entire show, like mine said, for 30 years.
Here in Chicago.
Well, you know, I got a few of these, man. You know, Serena's the obvious choice. I would have gave probably Mary Lou Retton a lot of love until Simone Biles came and just tore gymnastics up. You know, Simone Biles
Simone Biles is no joke.
She's the truth. You know what I'm saying? This is my sports take. This is my sports take. That's cool too. Amanda Nunes is probably the best woman UFC fighter in history. You know, no doubt about that. And because of my love for basketball, it was hard for me to pick one from that sport because Lisa Leslie's impeccable. Diana Taurasi is impeccable. And I think Maya Moore, I'm gonna give her a lot of love because she is sacrificing her seat at the table for a woman's GOAT in basketball to fight for social justice, bro. She's sitting out this year again to fight for social justice. And I think that's amazing. When it comes to Chicago women, Miss Leflore, Jen, and McKenzie, of course.
So she on there now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She that, man. But I'm rolling her choice is Michelle Obama because she's the first African-American first lady. You know, and she came along at a time where they made the fair complected woman seem like there was all that. Michelle came along and destroyed that. Beauty, brains, energy, intellect, bro. She got all that. I have to go back in history and give Ada McKinley some love because what she started and who her work is comparable to, Jane Addams and the whole house. Ada McKinley's services are still going on right now. You know, what she took care of our underprivileged community, the veterans back in the day, man. It was really, really dope, man. And Vivian Hart is little known. Little known. I had to look this up because I think education is important. It's not the end all be all, but it's important, man. And in the 20s, I believe it was, she became the first African-American head of a branch of the Chicago Public Library, period. As a woman, that's hard to do. And she tasked herself with collecting African-American history to have in a place where we can have something to read. Started in Bronzeville, it's still there, and it's love for that. Those are my women, female is such a bad term. Women's Mount Rushmore and GOAT list, man. It's inconsistent, it's everywhere, but that's what I got.
Well, let's get into the women's.
That hill, bro. Let me kid go. Don't down that hill, dog. Don't.
Stop.
Don't down the hill, dog.
I'm gonna definitely go with Michelle for the same reasons. From the crib, she still represents the crib like she from the crib, much like Jenny does. You know what I'm saying? And she did it at the highest seat of the government for a woman, right? Not to mention that there will be a woman president soon, but at least the first lady has been the predetermined highest seats, and she killed that.
Right.
I actually hope very much so that she's the first woman president, just because I think she would be great at it, not just because she's black. But I'm gonna definitely go Michelle. On the sports side, you just can't not go Serena, man. Like I don't know that I've seen anybody that competitive in anything. I mean, when you watch her play, dude, like every small thing, she's like fierce about. If she just barely missed one of the greatest shots ever, she's like really hyped up about the fact that she should have got it. So I just think that type of competitiveness should be rewarded, and clearly she's got all the trophies to prove it. Man, this is a tough one because I'm trying to stay in the Chicago world, and that's kind of tough to do.
You don't have to.
But I'm gonna put my mother on this joint, not because she's my mother only, but really because my mother really did have a lot of influence on a lot of things in Chicago, and it wasn't something that was celebrated like in the news. Funny story, I was on Oprah because my mother took me when Oprah did a Oprah Talk to the Kids episode, and two, my mother was also on Oprah when Oprah was covering African cultures, and my family was invited to be there. So throw that out there. But the fourth I'm struggling with because I really want to pick somebody. I want to pick somebody from this era. Like I feel like I want to make sure I give somebody's flowers. And the only name that keeps coming to mind right now is Jameela Woods. And I say that because Jameela Woods is a phenomenal artist and vocalist, but she's also one of the most humble, down-to-earth people I've ever met in my life. Like her music is in national commercials in Walmart. You know what I mean? Like she is celebrated by so many people. And when you talk to her or when you're around her, she doesn't have any air about her that you would think she is as important as she is. And she's very, very, very good at putting on people. And her last album, she's got a series dedicated to Black women. Like the whole album, each song is dedicated to different Black women. But she's dope. So I would to wrap it up, I would say Jameela Woods would be on my Mount Rushmore now.
All right. So Women's Month, you guys completely hated on me. Love that. You guys are way too sensitive today, and it's okay. You know that's what happens when it's Women's Month.
Help us help you. Okay.
Don Imus, dude.
Help us help you, man.
The funny part is I don't even know who that is, but okay.
I was just about to. I was just about to say. I was like, you don't even know.
I don't.
The quote. Don, never mind.
That might make that still doesn't make it all right, but that might give you a pass.
But you know what?
Bro.
Ignorance is bliss. So
you
that's
pass
cool.
for that.
That's cool.
Hey man, you know what?
You just can't double down on it though.
Sometimes I'm dumb. It's okay.
Oh, wait till you see when I send it to you. You gonna see why that was the most stupidest thing you've ever done on
He
the
was
show.
a hater.
Hey, look, I'm gonna do most stupid shit, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm the one trying to push it to the next level, man. You niggas is scared, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Dion, can I ask you a question? Oh, see, you're not ready. No, you're not ready. No, next. Don't have your shit on mute. You know what I mean? I caught you. No.
Oh, you did what?
You gonna lie? You gonna lie?
Shit was not on mute. What are you talking
He just didn't say anything.
He did say something, and then his words came out, but the sound didn't come through. You know what? And then I saw his arm move. Anyway, Dion, let me ask you a question, man. Your little lying ass low. That's what y'all breed. A lot of you Gordon Tech niggas be lying. A lot of you niggas be lying. I swear to God.
Shut up, Corey.
I know a lot of you Gordon Tech dudes, and y'all are liars. And that's what happens when you're in a school full of men. All y'all do is lie to
I don't know how.
But anyway.
Go ahead.
What
can I ask you?
Full of men have to do with lying? Never mind. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'll make the connection later, right? Because everybody's trying to big up and one up each other. It's some testosterone shit. So.
Pause.
I knew he was gonna do it. I knew Woody was gonna try it. Explain it.
Go ahead. I know how close you are with your mom, right? As an adult, what was the last good conversation you've had with your mom, right? And how important are those conversations?
Try to keep my conversations with my mom very private. so I probably won't get.
No, I
but
don't
we
need
talk.
details.
No, we
but-
talk not enough, but we should talk more. My mom is still my mom's not the grandma that sits at home and
Bits.
like
but let me can I stop you for a second? I said your mom, you're already classifying her as a grandmother. I'm asking you, how do you talk to your mom?
Again, I'm gonna speak. You're not gonna tell me how to talk about.
Yeah,
my
like
mom.
that was a terrible way to cut her off.
Shut
bro.
up and let me talk. Like, what is your deal today, bro? Again,
God, yeah, both
to
y'all
answer
knock
your
that shit the
question,
fuck off, man.
me and
I'm smoking. I'm doing it. Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, your shit froze. Are you there, Dion? You good?
Yeah, he's not froze. Go.
No, he's not froze at all.
right here.
Are you going to answer the question?
Amon, let the man talk. Jesus, it is something with you today, man.
Yeah, probably had some of that shit, that Kirkland. Like I was saying, man. Me and my mom are great. Have great conversations when we do. I was just saying that my mom is more. She's still on the go. That's the best way to put it. So we don't talk as much as we should, but we talk enough. And the conversations are very in depth, and I always check on her, just like my sister does from California. So
I guess what I was asking, Brian, I don't want you to feel attacked and Kende saying, no, let him talk. What I was saying was, when was the last time that you had a great conversation with your parents, and how important are those conversations, right?
You never said that, but
I
never.
did actually. Actually, I did.
Never. No.
And
never.
then the only reason I cut you off, Dion, because you said, well, you immediately threw her into grandmother mode, right? I know your moms, right? And I'm just saying, I didn't want the grandmother mode. I'm saying as a son, right? And we are all sons. I'm asking, what and when was the last time you just had the real conversations?
All right. So now that we know the real question of mine, now that you've had, because that's not the original question, but
it actually is. But go ahead.
I don't know what happened to you last night. You was texting at like 2 a.m. random shit. I don't know what you was on, but don't do that again. That whatever that series was, don't do that
this
again.
morning again.
You are off. But no, I mean, my understanding.
Up and stuck. Fuck out of here.
Pause.
Pause. Super pause, boy. And where's McKinney? Super pause.
I'm just trying to take us to the next level, man. Can we go to the next level?
I took the question to mean, how important is it to have conversations with your parents? Both. I didn't know it was just relegated to mom, but parents as you become an adult. And I think that is a really important question, because kind of like Jenny said, my mom had her last kid at 40. And so for me, I'm about to be 40 with no children, right? So I want to have children. If I do have children, by the time my children, like Dion is prepping his son for high school football games and all like that, at the same time, I'm going to be dealing with a very elderly mom and dad, hopefully, you know what I'm saying? And so there's this process that you have to really consider. Like, I remember my dad's only child, and his mom and him, like, they were kind of like Jenny and Obi, except his mom wasn't about that whole come with me everywhere I go. She was like, you stay here, I'm out, right? But I remember in the last 3 years before she passed, they talked every day. And that wasn't my dad. I never knew that guy. I never knew the guy that wanted to talk to anybody every day. And so it really is. Now, my mom called me right before we got on the show to tell me about some information in Chicago that I didn't even know what was going on. So I do, man. I think it's super important as you become an adult to talk to your parents on a more regular, because I think it's super easy to just fall into that wave of like, oh, she good, he'll be all right. Yeah. And then they not. And then they go. And I'll say this too, that hit me more when my brother lost his mom. My oldest brother, mostly, we have different moms. When he lost his mom, that's when it was really clear to me that, like, and he was very adamant to me, like, dude, all I can tell you, man, is like, make sure that you value every moment you got with your parents, man, because you just never know. And I feel that, man. It's hard to do as an adult. We find all kind of excuses and shit, especially if you got kids, you got your own family. But I think it's maximally important, dude, to be very, very, very intentional.
So to piggyback what you're saying about it's when you're an adult and people make excuses and stuff. I met my father once at 15.
Oh shit.
Should I reach out to someone that hasn't reached out to me in life?
No, I think that's a total different scenario. No, I absolutely understand where you're coming from. Yeah.
That's personal. Yeah, that's specific, situation specific to you, bro. Yeah. People
well,
like
no, I mean, I respect the fact that, like, why should I put a whole lot of energy into something you still haven't? Like, I totally understand that. I mean, even Q was talking about that when his pops passed.
I'll give Amon some credit right now for not telling that joke he was going to tell. He got his face ready to tell that joke about the father.
But the other ones were bad. Just accept that this is not your day. Yeah, this is not your day. Just let the jokes go.
Yeah, he got cool.
Let the jokes go, bro.
That's fucked up.
Stop shooting, bro. Stop shooting.
Actually, shoot. Actually, though, it was maybe a couple weeks ago where I had a conversation with my mom and dad, and it didn't even hit me. This day didn't hit me till just now when you were talking. When I did a podcast at my parents' house, you know what I'm saying? Usually I take my son over there. I chill for a bit. I let him see his grandparents. I go work out. I'll make some runs, I'll run some errands, and come back and pick him up. This day, for some reason, I'm just like, you know what? Let me go chill with my moms and pops. Let me go chill with them. We went over there. I said, I do got the pod today, so let me just take the stuff with me so I can do it. But went over there, man, had a great conversation. She made some of her salad. We talked about everything in life, man. And she repeated some messages. My dad repeated some messages, but I think kind of along the lines of McKenday's thinking, the older you get, these messages hit you differently. They hit you differently, man. So where they may have been scolding lessons or something you brush off when you're in your 20s and your 30s and 40s now, man, it's like a jewel. It's like something you can pluck from. They're like gardens, man. You can go back. Gardens that have been grown and are there. They just need to be manicured because little do you know, you're also helping them when you have these conversations. They're going down memory lane. They're living these some occurrences in life again that they enjoy. They pulling stuff from their thought process to teach you the lesson they didn't learn from their experience they went through. You know, like it was super, man. My dad goes to bed early now, so it was such a super day, man, just to sit there, holler at them, eat, see my son interact with them, go downstairs in the pool hall with all the amenities, the stereo, the foosball table, the dartboard. Y'all know it's like down in the parents' basement. I'm just flexing for them a little bit, you know, it's cool. But do the podcast, man, get done. Hug my dad, tell him I love him, tell him good night, kiss my mom on the cheek, hug her tight, tell her good night, and watch my son actually get sad to leave his granddad, man. You know, he always look at my mama sideways because, you know, she be playing with like, I'm gonna keep you here when your dad leave. He be like, oh, should I go with her or should I not? You know what I'm saying? But it's cool, man. Those lessons were dope, man. That day was dope. So I mean, it's always just a life experience and jewels picked and taken home. Jewels taken from a heist without robbing anybody. That's how precious these jewels are. You know what I'm saying? That day was great, man. But that's the last time I talked to them, and it was good, man. It helped further me in my fatherhood and how to deal with you guys. Because that's the day that, you know, I had to talk to Dion on the phone. You know what I'm saying? I did. So it was good. That's not even a shot. That was a good lesson, bro. It's like, man, we are men that if we want to do this, we gotta make this work. It's not gonna all be on one accord. So it was dope that my mom and dad was there. And I couldn't be quiet because my voice carries. So my mom was like, everything okay? I like y'all show. Y'all make sure y'all love each other first. You know, I'm looking like, yeah, but you know, some things that work out. She was like, I ain't trying to hit none of that. Y'all finna make that shit work. Yeah, man. I'm like, all right, good job, mom. My dad walked past, nodded his head like this. Like she was right in agreement with him. That was it, man. We got done with the pod. It was great.
For me, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm a little bit envious of you three brothers, man, because my parents are in a whole nother state, right? So I don't have the physical interaction, right? But we talk all the time. And I've had those moments of clarity, either talking to my mom or talking to my pops. And I love that they recognize me, first of all, as an adult, right? It's not about them parenting anymore. Now it's about me telling my story, you know, and them giving just a little bit of advice or say, oh, well, yeah, now you get it, right? And the aha moment happens. Love that. Love that. My pops definitely probably my best friend. I ain't even gonna lie to
Well,
you.
yeah, you call him in the middle of the show all the time. Like,
That's my dude. That's my dude, right? And I'm gonna tell you,
Everybody knows about our parents.
yeah, exactly.
like I'm gonna tell you why I love this dude, right? Because he doesn't have any reason to do what he does for me, right? He does it out of his heart and just love. If I never respected that, then I would be a cornball, right? It's super amazing to just know that you got somebody to call on at any given moment about anything. You know what I'm saying?
I think there's a huge process, man, that like when we talk about mental health, when we talk about men and mental health, dude, but just in general, I think there's a huge process that goes on when if you had the privilege to idolize a parent,
yeah,
or a step parent, right? If you were raised where you were able to look at your parents as your heroes in one capacity or another, right? You find it as an adult where you have to you want to keep that hero story alive, but you have to also consider that they are human and that they don't always do right, and that everything that they did before when you were a kid was not always maybe the best decision in retrospect, right?
And that's the crazy part, because now like he will admit like, hey, I was probably wrong in that moment, right? But we can talk about it as adults, and that's I think that's why I love having those conversations, because I'm not a kid. You don't even look at me as a kid, right? You look at me as a grown man, and we're just we're conversing, right?
Right.
And that shit is key, right? Now with my mom's, I'm probably always gonna be her baby boy, right? Just like all our moms, right? But I can
But your
keep it.
moms keep it real though. Like, your moms ain't
I
no
was gonna
joke.
say I can keep it all the way a buck with her, super funky, right?
First time I ever had fine French cognac that was beyond Hennessy was from your mother.
Beyond Hennessy.
No, man, like I low key get a little teared up, man. Like I really do miss the actual physical interaction with my parents, man. Like I remember the last time one time they was here, I tackled my pops when I saw him. You know what I'm saying? Because in my mind, he's still a superhero, right? You're not
older,
elder.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
You're gonna tear
Yeah.
the keys. They don't do that.
On the
Right.
real,
Do
man.
that,
But
man.
and after it happened, I'm like, damn, I haven't tackled my pops in 30 years, right? Or tried to just physically, playfully attack him. And it was the best moment in time, right? It was that quick, but those moments you miss, right? Especially like I said, man, they're not here, pandemic shit, whatever.
But I mean, to
think
that same point, bro, this weekend, like I was at my pop's crib and something went wrong with the house. And I'm so used to just calling him like, all right, man, this what's happening. All right, I'm finna bounce. So let me know if you need me to come back to let somebody in to fix the stuff. And that wasn't his response. His response was, all right, man, well, I guess I'm gonna have to, I don't know what I want to do. And I'm like, what you mean you don't know what you want to do, bro? Like, this is your house. You always got the answers, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the dude you tell what to go do and who I got to do XYZ. You always got the answers. And he was literally like, and by the way, his house is falling apart and he driving somewhere else on vacation. Like, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens when I get there. And I'm just like, what's going on, man? Like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? But it's a moment while I'm sitting there in the house and I'm sitting in his chair and I'm sitting there going, damn, man, like I have to step up my responsibility to, he's been maintaining and managing this for us all this time. And so when has he done enough? When is it upon us to make sure that we take care of him and make sure that we take care of what he's put forward? And same with my mom, you know what I'm saying? My mom has never done no wrong. She'll certainly let you know that. But at the end of the day, it's the same thing. Like I have to be thinking ahead. I can't wait for the moment. And then it's like, oh shit, now I got to get on my P's and Q's. No, we need to be on that right now. We need to be thinking about this right now.
Yeah. So I guess my suggestion in closing, if you have issues with your parents, if you don't, great. If you do, fix them. Because your perspective on life is different now. If you've grown up, hopefully you guys didn't have resentment toward each other. But let's have these conversations because you only get one. You get one, right?
Thanks.
And they're your parents. You know what I'm saying? Like they were right at the end of the day.
But I'm gonna also say that to step parents, to father figures, mother figures, people that may not have been a biological parent, but the adults in your life that invested in you, steered you straight, man. Make sure that you, I mean, shit. While I was there, I knocked on the next door neighbor. I knocked on the next door neighbor no, because he frankly there forever. And he was my baseball coach, football coach, wrestling coach. Like he was the man. And so it was like when he came over to check on it, I realized I haven't talked to you for any other reason in 15 years other than, hey man, something's going wrong with my pop's house. Can you come next door and help me out, right? And so we sat there for a minute on the back porch and it was just like, man, why I ain't talked to you in forever, man. You used to take me at 5 o'clock in the morning to wrestling tournaments in Schaumburg and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like so just in general, man, I think we got to be better at our generation. We got to be better because they were good in their generation. Their parents lived with them. Their parents were at the house. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got to be better about taking care of our the people that took care of us.
All right. And they had more time too back then because life is sped up tremendously, man, which is crazy, both. I mean, yeah, but you are absolutely right, man. Let's just get back to that. As close to that village as possible, man, and things will get better. I believe that.
Thanks.
For sure. I got some funny shit, man. I was.
Hey, Hondo was so mad at you.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Shout out to Dolo. Shout out to Dolo on the beat.
What was the man for?
Ahmad didn't clear the sample.
Uh-oh.
We had that conversation. We okay.
4 guys, 4 mics, 4 perspectives. No matter how you start your week, it's time to check in. We on the corner, yeah. We on the corner, yeah. Chicago, pull up. Inglewood, pull up. We on the corner. We on the corner, yeah.
I like to kill them soft.
Hyde Park, pull up. Bronzeville, what's up? Say pull up. We on the corner.
Thank y'all for listening.
Yeah, we on the corner.
We love y'all, man.
Yeah.
I like to kill them soft.
Austin, pull up. Garfield Park, say what's up?
YouTube,
we on the corner.
Thank y'all.
I like that edition.
We on the corner. Yeah. Lawndale.
We everywhere, man.
Pilsen, West Lawn.
It just takes me back to psychodrama, man. It just feels so good.
I mean, it's just
like
so Chicago.
I'm ready to get my pimp on. Slide up on the back.
Yeah. Let's get it.
Get a head and the nails done. Look at Mary. Shit. That was an anthem right there.
Yeah.
It's all right. Somebody's in the way, man. I guess it's time to go.
I guess, man. Who cares?
Enjoy popping with you guys, man. Always, man. This is the highlight of my week, brother. One of the highlights of my week, man. It's a good time talking shit with you fellas, man. Breaking bread.
Salute to you, brother. Salute, Jenny.
Yes, sir.
Love you so much.
All day.
Shout out, Queen. Catch y'all next week. You heard?
All right, y'all.
Hey.